Shane, welcome back to Portrush. What have you made of the receptions so far? And also, Padraig was the last to win it back-to-back. Have you been leaning into him for any advice?
Yeah, there's this back-to-back. I wouldn't say back-to-back. It was 6 years ago. So Xander has a chance to go back-to-back this year. But yeah, look, it's amazing to be back. It's pretty cool that we're back so quickly after such a short period of time. Like we've only had 5 Opens since the last Open here in Portrush, which is, it just goes to show what the RNA and the organisers think of this venue. I think it's, obviously I'm a little bit biased, but I think it's one of the best venues. And you look at it in this weather, and I think it's just incredible. The golf course I played at this morning I think it's perfect right now. I think it's ready for a great week of golf, and I think, trying to judge the scoring, I think the scoring will be a little bit difficult, and it's going to play quite tough. So, but yeah, it is amazing to be back. Look, I'm there, and I'm obviously, there's a lot of memories, and there's a lot of thinking back to what I did, and what I did was very special. And to walk down the 18th hole with a 6-shot lead, I'm probably never going to do that again, so I'm not going to try and replicate that this week. I'm just going to go out and try and play the tournament as well I can this week. I've prepared as well as I can for this tournament. I know I have, and then it's just up to me to stay out my own way on Thursday morning and go and get after it and see what happens.
Okay, Mark in the front.
Hey, Shane. Regarding Rory, we talked to him a little bit earlier today, and he was talking about how ill-prepared he felt going to the first tee in 19 here with the adulation, and he was taken aback by it a little bit. I'm wondering if you can relate to that to any degree in how overwhelming that can be, and if you and he had ever spoken about that, that experience that he had in 19.
Yeah, I reckon that first tee that morning in 2019 was the most nervous I've ever been on a first tee of a tournament, and all you want to do is get the ball down the fairway, and obviously Rory didn't do that. So I remember talking to him a little bit in the lead up to that, and he did put a lot of pressure on himself, and talking about it being the biggest tournament he's ever going to play and stuff like that. But you live and you learn, and I'm sure he's not going to do that this week. And look, it is a big event for all us Irish people here this week. It's huge, and we are going out, and all we want to do is give ourselves a chance come the weekend. And if you give yourself a chance, look, you never know what could happen. You do something very special. So, but yeah, we've talked about it at the odd time, but not that much. Yeah, he doesn't want to talk about what he did on the first hole. I don't mind talking about what I did, but yeah, no, not that much.
Okay, Phil.
Hi, Shane. Obviously, you took the decision not to play Scotland last week, having a scorecard. Where did you play? What courses? And can you just talk a little bit about your love of links golf and the difference it is to that target golf that's so common on the weekend?
In the last 2 weeks, I've played Portmarnock, the Island, Baltray, Waterville, Hogshead, and Adair Manor. I didn't miss anywhere else. So I've played some of the best courses we have in the country, and I feel fortunate that I have that not on my doorstep, but I can go do that pretty easily. I've only played Scotland once in the last 8 or 10 years, and then I went to Hoylake and missed the cut, so that didn't work out well. So yeah, I went and I parked myself down in Waterville last week, and I spent a week down there, and I played golf every day. I played a lot of golf, and the weather was almost too good. That was the issue. There wasn't enough wind, and the weather, the sun was shining too much. It was too warm, but it's been an amazing couple of weeks. I haven't been home to Ireland since Christmas as well, so I've been home for the last 3 weeks. So we've had, I've had a nice time being back home, and I kind of feel like a little bit rejuvenated and ready to go again. And I've had a busy season, and it's about to be another busy kind of next sort of 3 or 4 months as well. So, yeah, I feel like I'm ready to go again.
Okay, we'll go to microphone number 2, just in the row behind.
Shane, just wondering what you make of your current form. Some solid results recently, but majors maybe not where you exactly want it to be, and if you felt any pressure in trying to prep for this week and feeling good about it.
Yeah, the last 2 majors I missed cuts, which, I've kind of pride myself on not missing cuts, especially in the big events. I feel like I can always get myself thereabouts in the big events, and I have done over the last number of years. But But, you know, I've been consistently quite good this year. I've had given myself a couple of chances to win, which I'm very disappointed that I didn't. But, you know, we've got a few months left to kind of redeem myself and get a win on the board, because, you know, no matter how well you play in the season, if you don't have a win, you know, besides your name at least once, you don't really class it as been very good. Yeah, but my season's been going, look, I've got a good FedEx Cup ranking at the minute, and, you know, things have been going all right. So I do feel like I played too much golf in the lead up to the US Open. I played 9 out of 11 weeks, and I feel like that really got to me. And when the going got tough, I wasn't able for it mentally, and that's my own fault. But you know, like I said, I've had a couple of weeks to kind of take a step back and put a decent bit of work in over the last sort of week, and get ready for this week. And I do feel ready, like I really do.
Okay, Doug, I just at the back.
Shane, when you look back to here and what you did and the way you played, how much of it was a shot in the arm of confidence going forward, and how much of it created any frustration for wanting to be able to do it again, which is not easy to do?
Yeah, I think you have to, like, you can't look at doing something like that as like a lifelong dream. Like, you can't look at that as anything other than like in a positive way. Like, if you look at it any other way, you're in the wrong game, or I don't know what you are, but you're very pessimistic anyway. If you do look at it like that, I think, you know, since 2019, apart from the COVID year, I feel like my golf has been okay. Like, it's not been like it's been very consistent. I feel like I've obviously not won as much as I would have liked, but it's hard to win out there. You know, you just need to keep going day to day, week to week, and give yourself the best chances. And I've still got certain things that I'd really like to achieve in the game, and I'm working very hard at that. But yeah, I do feel like since 2019 I've been a different person, different golfer, and I feel like I've been better for it. Like, I feel like I'm a better golfer than I was in 2019. I am a better golfer than I was in 2019, but it doesn't mean I'm going to go out and win by 7 this year instead of 6. It's like, it's just golf. Like, that's the way it is. But yeah, I think as a golfer, you always have to look at it as the glass is always half full. You can't look at it any other way. If you look at it any other way, you're going to be in trouble. So I try and look at it that way all the time.
Okay, microphone number 1.
Shane, just on 2019, what's your sense, and has it changed since then, of why it all came together for you that week?
I've spent the last 6 years trying to figure that out. I think if you, at the time I didn't understand why, but I think if you look back, and my results have been really good going into the tournament. I feel like I had I remember, if you look at the majors that year, I missed a cut at the Masters, but I shot 70. I think I shot 5 over the first round of the PGA and finished 8th. I think I shot 77 the first round of the US Open, and I had a great second round to make the cut, and I finished like 20th or something. So like, and then I finished second to Rory in Canada, and I'd been playing like pretty solid, like really good golf the whole year. And then I came to a place that I knew and I loved, and you know, it just all clicked. And I was playing some of the best golf of my life. And even some people actually said it to me even this week, a couple of people that, you know, are close to me and walking practice rounds that week in 2019, they sort of knew that I was playing really well and that I was ready for it. But, you know, I said, I wish you had told me, because I didn't think it. Like, I remember that week I was quite antsy and quite, like, uptight about the whole thing. But that's just because you want to perform so well or so much. But, yeah, I still don't know why. Like, you never really know why. I think as a golfer, this is the way I look at it anyway, I try to do the day-to-day stuff very well, and then, you know, just keep going day to day, and then hopefully you get to some Sundays and you've got chances to win tournaments. Because I can't control what I'm doing next Sunday, or like right now, I can only control what I'm doing here and now, and what I'm going to do after this, and when I wake up tomorrow morning, what I'm going to do. I can't control anything else, or what I've done in the past. So I just need to, yeah, I don't really, there's no real answer. It just happened, and I'm very lucky. I always count myself quite lucky. I've obviously done well. I've achieved some good things in my career, but you know, some of the big things I've achieved in my career has been pretty nice. And I always say, no matter what happens, I'll always have like you know, even Baltray in 2009 was very special, and here in 2019, obviously, it was something that no one will ever be able to take away from me.
Okay, on the far right, microphone number 4.
Shane, just wanted to talk about, there's a fantastic mural here.
I'm happy I have to drive the other way.
No.
I don't have to drive past it every day.
But it's, you know, murals have become a huge thing in recent years in terms of immortalising sportsmen. It's almost like the ultimate recognition of something that you've achieved in your life. I mean, just that, I remember the day when you won here, and there was a lot of former Irish soccer players tweeting you and putting messages out on social media and things like that. And when something like that happens to you, how does it sit with you? Like the sort of, because it's a life-changing event, and to be immortalised like that with that mural is, it must be, you can't have almost like realise that it's happened, if you understand what I mean.
Yeah, I don't. I think the thing is, you very rarely. I don't sit back and think that, like, obviously I know, like, when I won here in 2019, it was like very, very special, and like it was an amazing day for the country and me and my family and everyone around me. But I don't think it actually changed me much as a person, or I didn't sit back and think, like you say, all these people tweeting me. Like, I didn't sit back and scroll through all the tweets and go, you know, or when my mural was put on the wall, I didn't think I've immortalised myself. I just, honestly, I'm just myself. Like, I just, day to day, like, I'm just myself. Like, and I just happen to be okay at golf, and lucky enough that I got to achieve some pretty cool things. Like, honestly, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I understand that, but it is the ultimate sort of...
It's very special.
Yeah, that's what I mean, yeah.
It is very special that, you know, I remember when they asked us about this, like, it was obviously over a year ago now, or a good while ago, and I didn't know what to make of it at the start, and then when they did it, yeah, I was like, and then people keep sending me pictures, like everyone keeps sending me pictures, you know, anyone that comes up here to send me a picture standing, you know, beside it, and some of them I can't say what they were doing in it, but you know what I mean, it's like, it is special, like I've done something special in my life, like, and, you know, they've obviously acknowledged that here in over the last year, and I think that's very cool.
Yeah, that's the ultimate.
It is cool.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got time for 3 more questions that are remaining. Brian, we'll start with you.
Yeah, Shane, Rory was in here earlier talking about, you know, the emotions of 2019 and, you know, the Masters and the internal battle, and the battle being, you know, with himself rather than the golf course. I'm just wondering, having spent a lot of time over the years with Padraig and his emphasis on the mental game, how your mental game has changed and evolved over the years. You know, be a +10 playing the golf course. What kind of handicap would you give you in the mental game department? How much do you work on that?
Yeah, I guess, like, you look at, I don't know how to answer that, but you look at what Rory did in 2019 here, and, like, I remember at the time, everyone thought, like, this is the end of the world. You know, Rory's after missing a cut, he's after making 8 on the first, this is the end of the world. Golf will never be the same. But then, like, you just move on, you forget about that pretty quick. So I think if you realise that, like, what you do today actually doesn't, it's not the end of the world. Like, it really is not. Like, it's like, you know, just apply yourself as well as you can, and then go out and give it 100%. That's all you can do. And as my own mental game regards that, like, I've had a couple of episodes this year, but, you know, golf is hard at this level, and there's been times where, yes, I've been up and at my best, but I feel like I'm pretty good at going out there and competing against the best in the world week in, week out, and give myself the best shot. So, yeah, I've put a bit of work into it over the last few years. Like, I work with Bob Rotella a bit now, and Neil is obviously very influential in my whole kind of setup and getting ready for tournaments. So yeah, I try to make myself feel ready when I go out to play. Like, I don't, like, weeks like Oakmont where I, like, massively underperformed. I just don't feel like I was sort of ready for what it was going to throw at me. I don't know whether it was, you know, sometimes, honestly, I'm my own, like sometimes when everything is going really well, I get complacent. And then all of a sudden, before I know it, I'm like 3 over through 5, and then, you know, you start to have a panic because you feel like you're going to do well. And I feel like when things are not going well, I think it was when I'm at my best, or when I don't feel like things are going well. Like, go back to 2019 here. I had a meltdown on the Wednesday because I thought, you know, I wasn't going to go out and play well. But that kind of focuses me in a little bit more. So if I can keep my complacency away and my expectation down, that's when I'm at my best.